Hey, what's good, YouTube? It's your girl King Key, and welcome to my first episode of Cooking with Key. So after a lot of requests for cooking videos, I finally decided to post some. I have been cooking a lot, but I hadn't been cooking anything that was like something where you guys, I feel like people would want a tutorial to do. But then I realized some people just don't know how to cook anything. So even the things that seem basic to me, some people will appreciate seeing those videos, and some people just enjoy watching people cook. So that's what we're gonna do today. So today I got me some wine, and we're gonna get it popping in the kitchen. Not sponsored, but hey, we're gonna get it popping in the kitchen with this wine. Drink responsibly, kids. If you're not 21, do not drink. One more splash. That's good. So I guess I could tell y'all what I'm cooking today, but as y'all can see in the background, I got me an apron and it matches my aesthetic, so I'm gonna throw that on if I can fit it over my head. Okay, there we go. It might be a little too tight around my neck, y'all. I never wore this before. I admit it's really for decoration, but since I'm doing Cooking with Key, why not? When I get a towel, we'll get this video popping. Y'all hear my loud ass fridge in the background? That's my fridge. It literally has been running like that since I moved here. Don't know why. So today I'm gonna be preparing some roasted broccoli, some red mashed potatoes with the skin still on, and some stuffed salmon. I've never had this stuffed salmon before, but the lady at Winn Dixie said it was really good, so I wanted to try it. So that's what we're going to be preparing today. Sorry, it's not, I told y'all it wasn't fancy. It's not anything homemade. So this one probably going to be a fail, but we're going to get better with time at how to do these cooking videos. Okay, sweetie? So what I always like to do when I'm cooking, first you need to wash your hands. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I pick out the things that I'm going to cook first. It's going to be whatever's the most chillax, like the easiest thing to cook, and whatever's gonna take the longest, because obviously you want to make that first. So I know right off the bat that my potatoes are gonna take long to get soft, and they're pretty chillax because all I need to do is boil them in some salt water with a little bit of oil. So I'm gonna go ahead and wash these potatoes off, and I'll be right back. I washed my potatoes and I just have them inside of this bowl. I'm gonna go ahead and chop them all in half. And then I'm gonna throw them in a pot where I'm gonna be putting them to boil. At this point, I've realized that people who actually do cooking videos use 2 cameras. So I'm gonna have to start using my phone if I wanna continue doing this. So anyways, now I'm gonna go ahead and fill up this pot with water. Okay, so I got my pot filled up with water. And to this water, I'm gonna add some Himalayan salt. It's basically the same as regular salt, except it's supposedly more better for you. More better. I was trying to say more healthy, but then I thought I wanted to say better, so then it says more better. But supposedly it's better for you. So that's what I use. I don't really know if it is better. I just use it. Next, I'm going to add some butter to my water. And I'm going to go ahead and turn my eye on high. And I'm going to add all of these potatoes into this pot. So just get really close with it so it doesn't make like a splash. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is prepare my salmon. So I'm going to be baking my salmon on this glass dish. I'm going to use my little coating spray, and this is like an off-brand, but it's the same thing as Pam, except cheaper. So I'm just coating my pan with it so that my salmon doesn't stick to the bottom. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and open up my salmon and add it on the pan. Normally I would place it in a bowl or wash it off first. Place it in a bowl and then season it, but because this is already stuffed, obviously it's pre-washed because it's pre-stuffed, and I am still gonna season it, but I wouldn't season it in a bowl because I don't want the stuffing to fall out clearly. So first, I really like to use onion powder. I don't care the brand. I get whatever I can find. And I'm just gonna try to like stick to the outer edges of it. I know it looks like a lot, but onion powder doesn't have salt, so it's fine. Some garlic powder. Y'all don't mind my crusty nails. Some smoked paprika. This really is just for color to me. I like how it gives my meat a nice brown color. I'm from Louisiana, so I love spice, so I'm gonna add a little bit of cayenne. Now this is tricky because y'all see how the top is, so you gotta be real careful, especially with this. Because I don't want it to get all on the stuffing part, or the filling part, shall I say. So I'm just gonna sprinkle it. That'll probably be easier. Alright, my favorite like salt blend. And this has less salt, more spice. It's called Saint Armand or Saint Amand. I don't know. It's a Creole seasoning. If you can get your hands on it, definitely 10 out of 10 would recommend. And I'm going to sprinkle this all over because I don't know the flavor of the filling, and it might like not have any flavoring. So I'm going to add that. Alright, so that's pretty much the basic seasonings that I typically tend to use. So all I'm going to do now is rub everything in. You see I got a lot of seasoning on the pan and stuff. So I'm just going to try to like pick that up and rub it in the sides. This is kind of awkward. I never had to season my food like this, but it's whatever. Covering that pot. Now my oven is already preheated, so I'm going to go ahead and add this. Drink still. Alright, now I'm not going to use this bottom piece of this broccoli. I don't know if people really do, but I prefer not to. So all I'm going to do is chop off these bottom pieces. This will be trash. And now I'm going to cut each floret. It's not going to take long. You just do it really quickly. Just cut the florets. Separate them. Be careful when you're using a knife. I mean, I don't think I need to say that. It's in a bowl or whatever of your choice and wash it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just adding all of them to a bowl. I'm going to wash them, dry them, and I'm going to be right back. Alright, got my broccoli all washed up and ready to prep. So what I like to do with my broccoli is first I like to add a little bit of oil. Normally I do olive oil, but when I don't have olive oil, I just use whatever oil I have. So I'm going to be using vegetable oil. Y'all don't talk about me. It's probably a lot better with olive oil. But I made it with vegetable oil the other day because I was out of olive oil. And I did not feel like going to the store. So I just put like 2 tablespoons of olive oil or vegetable oil. Whatever oil. Depending on how much broccoli you use, that will determine how much oil you need to use. Then I'm just going to massage my broccoli and get like every piece covered in the oil, and that's gonna help your broccoli crisp. I like to use garlic powder. If y'all gonna realize like garlic powder is my thing in the kitchen, and because it doesn't have salt in it, you can use as much or as little as you like. So I use a lot. To go on with lemon pepper, y'all. This is the freaking key ingredient. Like, go crazy with this stuff. It is so freaking delicious on broccoli. On roasted broccoli. So I just add a lot of that. I don't really know how much. Probably really just a tablespoon. It just looks like a lot. Add a little bit of onion powder. Add salt. And if you don't have Himalayan salt, you can use whatever salt you have at home. I don't think that's gonna make a big difference in the taste. I just like to use, I started using Himalayan salt and that's just what I've been using, so that's just what I use. So parchment paper helps to make stuff crispy, like if you want it to be crispy. So now I'm gonna just take each broccoli for it, and the key is to make sure that nothing is on top of one another. Everything has to have its own little area so it can get nice and crispy. Try your hardest to make sure none of the broccoli is touching it. And now we're going to go ahead and add that to the oven. And while this is going in the oven, we're going to check on our salmon. Oh, it's smelling so good. I wish y'all could smell it. The salmon is still very raw, so I'm just going to pop that back in the oven, close that. I don't really have a definite time. I would say, if I had to say a time, I would say 20 to 25 minutes. For the broccoli for sure. Now the salmon, I can't tell y'all until it's done because I never made it before. So now I'm just gonna check on my potatoes. Because they've been in here for a while now. So I'm just using a wooden spoon. I love to use wooden spoons because wooden spoons don't scratch your pots. If you have non-stick pots. Now I have Magnolite pots or granite pots, however you want to call it. So my pots really won't get scratched by wooden spoon. I mean by metal spoons. But if you have non-stick pots, metal spoons will scratch your pots up and then will cause them to not stick anymore. So it's always a good idea to use wooden spoons instead. I have literally no makeup on. And I'm so red. I cannot. So, yeah, everything is pretty much on a roll right now, on a steady roll. So, I'm going to go ahead and start straightening up my kitchen. And I'm going to come back in next time I have to check in on my food. Okay, welcome back. Hold on, wait. You see me. Let them hoes get into it. Okay, but welcome back. So all I did since we've been going is my potatoes got soft. I don't really know how long I cooked them for, but I know they're soft. So now I'm gonna go ahead, I drained them and I'm gonna go ahead and mash them. So I'm gonna use this spoon because I don't have a potato masher. You can use whatever milk of your choice. I don't really like cow's milk, so I have Almond Breeze, which is just almond milk. I don't use measurements, as you guys can tell. I'm left-handed, but I'm going to pour it this way so you can see. I'm going to pour about that much, and if I need more, I'll just add more. That I'm going to get my second main ingredient that I use, which is butter. Butter. Why? Because butter make it taste better. Just ask De'Aaron and Ken. So I'm just gonna take, I usually use a butter knife, but this is the knife I've been using. So I'm just gonna take a big clunk of butter, add that in there. I'm probably gonna add a little bit more butter than that. Actually, I am. This is not a healthy meal whatsoever. So I'm just gonna add some salt. And it's potatoes, so they don't have a lot of flavor, so you're gonna need a lot of salt. Sorry to tell you. I'm also gonna add some black pepper. There, this is what my mashed potatoes look like. Beautiful. Since we're in a moment, let's go ahead and check on what we got going in here. I got the oven on 400, so it's really freaking hot. I think the salmon is pretty much done. I'm gonna go ahead and taste that to figure out if I'm liking where it's at. I don't want to overcook it. Yeah, that's done. So I'm gonna pull my salmon out and put it on the counter to cool. Go ahead and take a look at my broccoli. Another pro tip is you can do this broccoli in the freaking air fryer if you have one, and it's gonna take literally seconds. Alright, I'm exaggerating. It's gonna take about 5 minutes though. This is almost done. I just want to let it get a little bit more crispy, and then we're gonna take it out. So we're gonna leave it in for about 1 or 2 more minutes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pull this broccoli out because it's pretty much done. As you can see, this is what it looks like when it's done. It's extra freaking hot even through the oven mitt. So I'm gonna go ahead and set that down. But it just has this crunch on it and it tastes so good. I'm gonna go ahead and taste a piece on camera. Hopefully it don't burn my hand or my tongue. Y'all have to excuse me because I'm literally burning up in this kitchen, but I did want to come back since the food is done and do a little taste test with y'all. Now I would like to have other people because you know I could be biased towards my own food since I'm the one cooked it, but I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. So this is the plate. Get a little thumbnail. Anyway, so this is the plate. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. So I'm gonna taste the salmon first because obviously that's the elephant in the room. Get some of the filling. Get a piece of the salmon. Ooh. Dear Lord, please bless this food and let it be nourishment to my body. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Hold on. Hold on. Y'all. The stuffing, which you probably could have guessed it, it's like a crab cake on the inside of the salmon. Definitely glad I added the seasoning because it needed it. Alright, now let's taste the potatoes. I already know these good. Bomb. And lastly the broccoli, which I already know is bomb as well. Gourmet dish. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. Alright. So I can go stuff my face. Thank you guys so much for tuning into today's video. I know I look a hot ass mess, but I need to start embracing the fact that I'm not a beauty queen at all times. So, well, I'm really not a beauty queen at all, but I'm just not gonna be like, you know, whatever, stepping at all times. So this is me playing in the house. So anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you do make this meal, make sure you tag me in all your photos. My Instagram handle will be right here on the screen. Yes, this is the best way you could ever make broccoli. So if you don't like broccoli or if you don't like vegetables but you're trying to find a way to eat them, I'm telling you, bomb.com. So yeah, thank you if you made it all the way to the end. Thank you so much for supporting me, and I'll definitely see you in the next one.